ladies and gentlemen. Knowing your worth is one of the most powerful realizations you can have in life. It shapes the way you see yourself, how you allow others to treat you, and the decisions you make. Many people spend years chasing validation, approval, and love from others, often at the expense of their own happiness and self-respect. They beg for attention, chase people who don't value them, overextend themselves in relationships, and tolerate mistreatment just to feel wanted. But the truth is, when you truly know your worth, you don't have to do any of that. You naturally attract the right people, opportunities, and experiences because you radiate confidence, self-respect, and a deep understanding of your own value. People who don't know their worth often settle for less than they deserve. They stay in toxic relationships because they fear being alone. They accept mistreatment from friends, partners, or colleagues because they don't believe they can do better. They over-apologize, over-explain, and try to prove their worth to people who don't appreciate them. But the moment you realize that you are already enough, that your value is not determined by someone else's approval, everything changes. You stop seeking validation externally and start finding it within. You stop chasing people who are indifferent to you and start investing in those who reciprocate your energy. When you know your worth, you no longer feel the need to beg for love, time, or attention. You understand that genuine relationships don't require you to convince someone to care about you. Love should flow naturally, not be forced. If someone is truly meant to be in your life, they will make the effort without you having to constantly remind them of your existence. You stop over-texting, over-calling, and overthinking whether someone likes you. Instead, you observe their actions. Do they prioritize you? Do they respect your time? Do they make an effort? If not, you have the strength to walk away because you know you deserve better. Knowing your worth also means setting boundaries and sticking to them. It's about not tolerating disrespect, manipulation, or inconsistency. It's about valuing your time and energy and not wasting it on people who drain you. Many people fear setting boundaries because they don't want to lose others, but the truth is, if someone walks away because you set a boundary, they were never truly for you. Real connections respect your limits. When you know your worth, you stop allowing others to take advantage of you. You no longer let people guilt trip you into doing things that make you uncomfortable. You don't play games, you don't beg, and you don't chase. Instead, you stand firm in who you are and what you want. A powerful transformation happens when you start believing in yourself. Your confidence grows and you begin to attract people who see and appreciate your true value. You stop settling for bare minimum effort, one-sided relationships, and toxic connections. You start prioritizing your well-being, growth, and happiness. You become more selective about who you allow into your life because you understand that not everyone deserves access to you. When you truly value yourself, you attract people who also value you. This mindset shift applies not only to relationships, but to every aspect of life. In your career, when you know your worth, you don't accept being underpaid or undervalued. You don't settle for jobs that drain you just because you're afraid to demand more. You negotiate, you take risks, and you pursue opportunities that align with your skills and potential. In friendships, you surround yourself with people who uplift you, support you, and bring positivity into your life. You remove yourself from circles that bring drama, negativity, or unnecessary stress. In personal goals, you no longer doubt whether you are capable of success. You move with confidence, knowing that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Knowing your worth means understanding that you are not for everyone, and that's okay. You don't need to be liked by everyone, and you don't need to fit into spaces that don't align with your values. When you stop seeking validation from the wrong people, you make space for the right ones to enter your life. You develop a stronger sense of self. And you realize that your happiness does not depend on external factors. It comes from within. When you know your worth, you stop begging, chasing, over-texting, and playing games. You focus on yourself, your growth, and your happiness. You trust that the right people will recognize your value without you having to prove it to them. You become unstoppable because you move through life with self-assurance and confidence. And once you step into that mindset, everything around you begins to change. Focusing on self-improvement is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. It shifts your energy from seeking validation and approval from others to becoming the best version of yourself. Many people spend their time chasing relationships, friendships, and opportunities that don't serve them because they believe their happiness depends on external factors. However, true fulfillment comes from within. When you invest in yourself, your growth, your mindset, and your well-being, you naturally attract better experiences, people, and opportunities into your life. The first step in self-improvement is self-awareness. You have to take an honest look at where you are and where you want to be. This means identifying your strengths, weaknesses, habits, and patterns. Are there areas in your life where you are settling? Are there habits holding you back? Are you surrounding yourself with people who push you forward or keep you stuck? Self-awareness allows you to make intentional decisions about the kind of person you want to become and the changes you need to make to get there. Once you become aware of what needs improvement, the next step is discipline. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and it certainly doesn't happen by accident. It requires consistency and effort. Whether it's improving your health, mindset, career, or emotional well-being, you must commit to daily habits that push you toward your goals. If you want to be mentally strong, read books, listen to positive content, and challenge negative thoughts. If you want to be physically healthier, start eating better and exercising regularly. If you want to advance in your career, develop new skills, network with the right people, and never stop learning. The small, consistent actions you take every day shape who you become. A crucial part of self-improvement is letting go of distractions and toxic influences. Many people waste valuable time and energy chasing things that don't serve them, seeking validation from people who don't care, getting caught up in drama, and playing emotional games to gain attention. These distractions drain your energy and keep you from focusing on what truly matters. When you redirect that energy toward improving yourself, you gain confidence, clarity, and control over your life. Instead of worrying about who is texting you or who is paying attention to you, you focus on building a life so fulfilling that external validation becomes irrelevant. One of the biggest benefits of self-improvement is the confidence that comes with it. When you prioritize your growth, you develop a stronger sense of self-worth. You no longer feel the need to beg for attention, chase after people, or play games to keep someone interested. You understand that your value is not based on someone else's recognition, but on how you see yourself. Confidence is magnetic. When you know who you are and where you're going, the right people naturally gravitate toward you. Another key aspect of self-improvement is learning how to be alone without feeling lonely. Many people fear solitude because they associate it with being unwanted or unloved. But solitude is a gift. It allows you to connect with yourself, reflect on your goals, and develop independence. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you stop settling for relationships and friendships that don't align with your values. You become more selective about who you allow into your life because you understand that not everyone deserves access to your energy. Self-improvement also teaches resilience. Life will always bring challenges, setbacks, and disappointments. But when you invest in yourself, you develop the mental and emotional strength to handle obstacles with grace. You stop reacting impulsively, and instead, you learn to respond with wisdom and patience. You understand that failures are lessons, not the end of the road. Every setback is an opportunity to grow, and every challenge is a chance to prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming anything. Another important aspect of self-improvement is surrounding yourself with the right people. Growth is difficult when you're constantly around negativity, drama, or people who don't support your ambitions. As you evolve, it's essential to align yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that uplift you. The people you spend the most time with influence your mindset, habits, and overall direction in life. Choose wisely. At its core, self-improvement is about becoming the best version of yourself, not for anyone else, but for you. It's about taking full responsibility for your happiness, success, and growth. Instead of waiting for someone to save you, fix you, or complete you, you become the person who builds the life you want. You stop making excuses and start taking action. You realize that everything you need is already within you. You just have to nurture it. When you focus on self-improvement, you naturally outgrow things that no longer serve you. You stop chasing meaningless relationships, toxic friendships, and situations that drain your energy. You start prioritizing your peace, your goals, and your happiness. And as you elevate yourself, the right people and opportunities will align with you effortlessly. You don't have to beg, chase, overtext, or play games. Just focus on improving yourself and everything else will fall into place. Setting boundaries and walking away from what no longer serves you is one of the most powerful acts of self-respect. Many people struggle with boundaries because they fear rejection, loneliness, or confrontation. They tolerate behavior that makes them uncomfortable, accept treatment that diminishes their self-worth, and stay in situations that drain them emotionally, mentally, and physically. But the truth is, boundaries are necessary for a healthy, fulfilling life. Without them, you allow others to dictate your happiness, energy, and peace. When you set clear boundaries and have the courage to walk away from what isn't aligned with your values, you reclaim your power. The first step in setting boundaries is understanding that you are not responsible for how others react to them. Many people avoid enforcing boundaries because they fear upsetting others or being perceived as selfish. But boundaries are not about being unkind. They are about protecting your peace, energy, and well-being. People who truly respect and care about you will understand and honor your limits. Those who get upset, guilt-trip you, or try to manipulate you into changing your boundaries are often the ones benefiting from your lack of them. One of the biggest mistakes people make is allowing others to repeatedly cross their boundaries without consequences. If someone continuously disrespects your time, energy, or emotions, and you keep allowing it, you are teaching them that it is acceptable to treat you that way. Boundaries are meaningless if they are not enforced. If you say you won't tolerate certain behavior, but you continue to engage with people who display it, you are sending mixed signals. Walking away is sometimes the only way to truly show that you mean what you say. Walking away does not mean you are weak. It means you are strong enough to choose yourself. Many people stay in toxic relationships, unhealthy friendships, or draining environments because they are afraid of change or being alone. But staying in situations that hurt you is far worse than facing the temporary discomfort of letting go. When you walk away from what no longer aligns with your growth, you create space for better things to enter your life. The right people will respect your boundaries and the wrong ones will fade away. Either way, you win. One of the most common areas where boundaries are needed is in relationships. Many people overextend themselves, constantly giving more than they receive, hoping that if they prove their worth, the other person will finally appreciate them. But love, respect, and effort should never be begged for. If someone truly values you, they will show it through their actions. If they are inconsistent, disrespectful, or emotionally unavailable, it is your responsibility to recognize that and walk away. No amount of begging, chasing, or over-explaining will change someone who does not want to change. Your job is not to convince someone to treat you right. Your job is to refuse to accept anything less than what you deserve. Boundaries are not just about relationships, they apply to every aspect of life. In friendships, they help you avoid being drained by people who only take but never give. In family dynamics, they protect you from toxic relatives who try to control or manipulate you. In work environments, they prevent you from being overworked, undervalued, or taken advantage of. No matter the situation, setting boundaries is about knowing your worth and refusing to tolerate anything that compromises your well-being. Walking away becomes easier when you shift your mindset from fear to self-respect. Instead of thinking, what if I lose them? Ask yourself, what if I lose myself by staying? Instead of fearing being alone, recognize that solitude is better than being surrounded by people who don't value you. Instead of worrying about what others think, focus on how you feel. The moment you prioritize yourself, your energy shifts and you start attracting relationships, opportunities, and environments that align with your self-worth. Another important aspect of setting boundaries is consistency. Many people set boundaries in moments of frustration, but then soften them when emotions get involved. They say they won't tolerate certain behavior, but make excuses for people who repeatedly cross the line. This pattern only leads to resentment and frustration. If you want people to respect your boundaries, you have to respect them first. This means standing firm even when it's difficult. It means not responding to that late-night text from someone who only reaches out when it's convenient for them. It means declining invitations to events that drain your energy. It means cutting off relationships that no longer bring value to your life. The beauty of setting boundaries and walking away is that it strengthens your confidence and self-worth. You begin to trust yourself more because you know you are making choices that honor your well-being. You stop feeling anxious about losing people who don't respect you, and you start embracing the freedom that comes with choosing yourself. You no longer feel the need to explain or justify your decisions to those who don't understand them. Your peace becomes your priority, and that alone is life-changing. Setting boundaries and walking away is about self-love. It is about recognizing that you are worthy of respect, kindness, and genuine effort. It is about understanding that you do not have to tolerate inconsistency, manipulation, or disrespect just to keep people in your life. The right people will never make you feel guilty for choosing yourself. The more you stand firm in your boundaries, the more you attract relationships and situations that align with your true worth. Actions always reveal the truth more than words ever can. Many people say all the right things, make promises, and express their intentions with beautiful words, but if their actions don't align, those words are meaningless. In life, relationships, and success, what you do matters far more than what you say. It's easy to talk about what you want, what you deserve, and what you're going to do, but the real impact comes from taking action. People respect and respond to action, not empty promises. When you focus on what you do rather than what you say, you build credibility, self-respect, and strong connections. Too often, people get caught up in words. They believe the apologies of someone who repeatedly hurts them. They fall for sweet talk from those who never follow through. They believe their own excuses about why they haven't made progress toward their goals. But talk is cheap. Someone can tell you they love you, but if they consistently disregard your feelings, their words mean nothing. A friend can promise they'll be there for you, but if they always disappear when you need them, their promises are empty. You can say you want success, but if you never take action, your dreams remain just that, dreams. When you shift your mindset to focus on action, everything changes. You stop believing in potential and start valuing reality. You begin to hold yourself and others accountable for what is actually being done, not just what is being said. Instead of listening to excuses, you look at patterns. Instead of believing words, you observe behavior. This mindset not only helps you make better decisions, but it also protects you from being misled, manipulated, or disappointed by false promises. Taking action is also the key to building self-respect. Many people talk about wanting to change their lives, but they never take the necessary steps. They say they want to be healthier, but keep making unhealthy choices. They say they want to start a business, but never take the first step. They say they want to stop tolerating toxic relationships, but keep allowing the same behavior. Self-respect comes from following through on your own commitments. When you say you're going to do something and actually do it, you build confidence in yourself. You start trusting your own abilities, and that trust fuels further growth. This principle applies to relationships as well. If someone says they care about you, respect you, or love you, their actions should reflect that. If they don't prioritize your time, communicate with honesty, or make an effort, their words mean nothing. Love is shown through consistency, respect, and effort, not just through affectionate words. The same goes for friendships and professional relationships. A real friend shows up when it matters, not just when it's convenient. A trustworthy colleague follows through on commitments, not just when they're being watched. When you evaluate people based on their actions rather than their words, you gain clarity on who truly values and respects you. Living by this principle also means being someone who lets their own actions speak louder than words. Instead of constantly explaining yourself or trying to prove a point, let your consistency, effort, and results do the talking. If you want respect, act in a way that commands it. If you want success, put in the work rather than just talking about your goals. If you want people to trust you, be reliable. You don't need to convince people of your worth, your actions will show it. Another important aspect of taking action is learning to walk away when necessary. Sometimes people try to manipulate you with words, making promises they never keep, or apologizing without changing their behavior. If someone keeps saying they'll do better but never does, stop listening and start watching. If they truly mean it, their actions will change. If they don't, you have to respect yourself enough to move on. Actions also create opportunities. Many people spend too much time planning, thinking, or talking about what they want instead of just taking the first step. They wait for the perfect moment. But the truth is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. Success comes from doing, not just dreaming. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't is that successful people take action even when they don't feel ready. They don't just talk about their goals, they work toward them every single day. Focusing on action also shifts your energy. Instead of wasting time over-analyzing situations, making excuses, or waiting for validation, you just start doing. You start living with purpose, moving with confidence, and letting your results speak for themselves. Over time, this mindset change not only transforms the way you see yourself, but also the way others see you. People respect doers, not talkers. They admire those who take initiative, stay consistent, and follow through on their commitments. Actions define who you are. You are not your intentions, your words, or your plans. You are what you repeatedly do. If you want change, take action. If you want respect, act in a way that earns it. If you want success, stop waiting and start doing. Let your actions prove who you are, and you'll never need to beg, chase, or convince anyone of your worth. The right people, opportunities, and results will come naturally when you let your actions speak louder than words. Living with purpose and passion is the key to a fulfilling and meaningful life. Many people go through life feeling lost, unmotivated, or stuck in routines that bring them no joy. They wake up each day, go through the motions, and wonder why they feel unfulfilled. The truth is, life without purpose is empty, and life without passion is dull. When you discover what truly drives you, what excites you, and what gives your life meaning, everything changes. You stop merely existing and start truly living. Purpose is what gives direction to your life. It is the reason you wake up every morning with determination. It is the guiding force that pushes you through challenges, keeps you focused, and makes your efforts feel meaningful. Without purpose, it's easy to feel lost or stuck, constantly searching for something without knowing what it is. Finding your purpose requires self-reflection. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? What impact do I want to have on the world? What are my strengths, and how can I use them to contribute to something greater than myself? Purpose is not just about career or success. It's about what makes you feel fulfilled at the deepest level. Passion, on the other hand, is the fuel that keeps you moving. It is the excitement, the energy, and the enthusiasm that makes life worth living. Passion makes hard work enjoyable, challenges exciting, and growth rewarding. When you do things you are passionate about, you feel a sense of flow, you lose track of time, and everything feels natural. But passion isn't always something that comes naturally. Sometimes you have to actively cultivate it. This means exploring different interests, stepping out of your comfort zone, and embracing new experiences. The more you expose yourself to different things, the easier it becomes to find what truly excites you. Living with purpose and passion also requires eliminating distractions. Many people waste years of their lives chasing things that don't align with their true calling. They stay in jobs they hate, pursue relationships that drain them, or chase external validation instead of internal fulfillment. But when you live with purpose, you stop wasting time on meaningless pursuits. You become intentional about how you spend your energy. You focus on what truly matters instead of being distracted by temporary pleasures or societal expectations. One of the biggest benefits of living with purpose and passion is resilience. When you have a strong sense of why you do what you do, you don't give up easily. Challenges and failures become learning experiences rather than obstacles. People who lack purpose often quit at the first sign of difficulty because they have no deeper reason to keep going. But when you have a strong why, you push through hardships with determination. Passion keeps you excited and purpose keeps you grounded. Together, they create unstoppable momentum. Living with purpose and passion also brings confidence. Many people seek validation from others because they don't have a strong sense of self. But when you are deeply connected to your purpose, you don't need external approval. You know what you're working toward, and that certainty makes you unshakable. You stop comparing yourself to others, chasing meaningless goals or doubting your path. Instead, you move with confidence, knowing that every step you take is aligned with your true self. Another important aspect of living with purpose and passion is surrounding yourself with the right people. Energy is contagious, and the people you spend time with influence your mindset. When you are around passionate, driven individuals, their energy fuels your own. On the other hand, being around negative, unmotivated people drains you and keeps you stuck. Choose your circle wisely. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. When you have a strong support system, you are more likely to stay committed to your purpose. Living with purpose and passion also means taking action. Many people spend too much time waiting for the perfect moment or seeking clarity before making a move. But clarity comes from action, not from overthinking. You don't find your purpose by sitting around thinking about it. You find it by exploring, experimenting, and taking risks. Passion is not just something you have, it's something you create. Purpose is not something you wait for, it's something you build. The more you take action, the more aligned your life becomes. Gratitude is another key component of living with purpose and passion. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, you naturally attract more opportunities and positive experiences. Many people overlook their blessings because they are always chasing something bigger. But true fulfillment comes from appreciating the journey, not just the destination. When you live with gratitude, you see every experience, good or bad, as a valuable lesson that contributes to your growth. Living with purpose and passion means waking up every day with a sense of excitement and direction. It means being true to yourself, pursuing what sets your soul on fire, and refusing to settle for a life that doesn't fulfill you. It's about taking risks, embracing challenges, and pushing yourself beyond your limits. When you align your life with what truly matters to you, you don't have to beg, chase, or seek approval. Everything naturally falls into place. You attract the right opportunities, the right people, and the right experiences because you are living authentically. So don't waste another moment living a life that doesn't inspire you. Find your purpose, fuel it with passion, and take action every single day. Your life is meant to be lived fully, boldly, and with deep meaning. The moment you commit to this path, everything changes. You stop drifting, you start thriving, and you become the person you were always meant to be. Many people spend their lives chasing after things that are not meant for them. Relationships, jobs, friendships, or opportunities that require constant struggle to hold on to. They force situations, beg for attention, and fight to keep what is trying to leave. But the truth is, what is truly meant for you will never require you to beg, chase, or play games. When you align yourself with the right mindset, energy, and self-worth, the things that belong in your life will naturally find you. Letting go of control and trusting the process is not about passivity. It's about understanding that what is right for you will come at the right time and in the right way. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with this concept is fear. Fear makes them believe that if they don't hold on tightly, they will lose something valuable. But what is truly meant for you cannot be lost. If it is yours, it will stay. If it is not, no amount of effort can make it work. This applies to relationships, careers, friendships, and even personal growth. The universe, God, or fate, whatever you believe in, has a way of directing you toward what aligns with your purpose. The challenge is learning to trust that process and not forcing what is not meant to fit. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means releasing resistance and allowing life to flow naturally. Many people hold on to things out of desperation, afraid of being alone or feeling like they have failed. But holding on to the wrong things only blocks the right ones from entering your life. When you stop clinging to what is not serving you, you create space for what truly belongs to you. The right opportunities, the right people, and the right experiences cannot come into your life if your hands are full of what you were meant to release. This mindset shift is especially important in relationships. Many people waste time chasing someone who does not value them, hoping that if they try harder, they will be loved in return. But real love does not require begging. The right person will choose you without hesitation. If you have to constantly prove your worth, explain your value, or fight for basic respect, that relationship is not meant for you. When something is truly meant for you, it will feel natural, mutual, and effortless. It will not be built on insecurity, doubt, or one-sided effort. The same principle applies to success and career paths. Some people force themselves into jobs they hate because they believe it's the smart or safe choice. They ignore their true passions and interests out of fear of failure or judgment. But when you align yourself with your authentic purpose, opportunities start to appear that feel right. Instead of chasing a career that drains you, focus on what excites you. The more you embrace your natural strengths and interests, the more doors will open that are meant for you. The right path often reveals itself when you stop forcing the wrong one. Patience is a crucial part of this process. Many people become frustrated when they don't see immediate results. They want instant success, instant love, instant change, but meaningful things take time. Just like a seed takes time to grow into a tree, the things meant for you will come at the right moment. Trusting the timing of your life requires faith, resilience, and a deep understanding that everything is unfolding as it should. Another key part of allowing what's meant for you to find you is focusing on self-improvement. When you invest in yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically, you naturally attract better opportunities, people, and experiences. Instead of chasing things outside of yourself, work on becoming the best version of yourself, improve your skills, build your confidence, and nurture your well-being. When you are in alignment with your highest self, you attract what aligns with that energy. Energy plays a huge role in this process. When you operate from a place of desperation, fear, or lack, you attract situations that reflect that mindset. But when you operate from a place of confidence, self-worth, and abundance, you attract things that match that vibration. This is why people who are happy and fulfilled within themselves tend to attract better relationships, opportunities, and experience. They are not chasing, they are attracting. It is also important to recognize signs when something is not meant for you. If something is full of obstacles, constant stress, and emotional turmoil, it may not be aligned with your path. This does not mean giving up at the first challenge, but it does mean understanding the difference between healthy effort and forcing something that is not meant to work. When you listen to your intuition and the signs around you, you'll have a better understanding of what to hold on to and what to let go of. Allowing what's meant for you to find you is about trust, patience, and self-worth. It means knowing that you do not have to chase anything that is truly meant for you. It means believing that life has a way of working out when you stop forcing and start flowing. It means understanding that the right things will come when you are ready for them. Instead of chasing love, success, or happiness, focus on becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts those things. When you let go of control and embrace trust, life becomes easier, and what is truly meant for you will always find its way.